So you want me to give you my diamond certified records, you want me to give you all these records that I did for all these people to have the right, after 16 years now, of you double dipping, I ain't never got a publishing check or none of that stuff. And I gotta basically sell my soul to be free to be able to put out this type of music that the world loves.
Yo, what's good, what's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it would be. Cam Newton, the son, Mr. Boogity, all here with another episode of Funky Friday. And since this is Funky Friday, I have a promise, and I really do promise, to give good content for the masses, but most of all, ladies and gentlemen, I just promise to always keep it funky. I got a person here who's a rapper, diamond certified, selling artist, a father. I present to some and introduce to others. Roscoe Dash.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
God, how you doing?
Thank you for having me, man.
Man, thank you for coming, bro.
I love the podcast.
Man, let me tell you something.
I love the show.
You were a part, your sound was a part of my growth as a teenager.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? How does that make you feel?
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you, like, I'm always curious to know because there are certain people who really, when you first get to the genesis or the root of certain things, you be like, okay, when you have certain kind of, well, you know who did that first, right? Or then it's like, rapid fast, you know who did that first. When you start to hear the singing melody to the rap and then this and that, my first that I took, notice to was Roscoe Dash.
That's love. I appreciate that. That's
you feel me? Now, there's a lot of rappers that have probably done it, and before I say that, because I know we are in a very sensitive dynamic, right? You first started like making music when?
When I was like 9 years old. Mm-hmm.
And that sound, right? Because even in this space of shows or conversations, it takes time to find yourself.
Absolutely.
I think what everybody know is like, yo, Cam gonna always keep it 100.
100%.
As you were identifying that sound for you, when did you know, okay, this is it? This is what I'm rocking with. It sounds different, it may be different, but this is who I am.
I had to be like in between maybe like 16 and 17 years old at this point. I had changed my name a ton. Like I went from having a rap group to doing mixtapes with other people to kind of like everybody else who may not have been intended for to this capacity.
Right. You
know what I mean? That they fell by the wayside and went on and did whatever they wanted to do that was outside of music. And I just kind of stuck to my guns and just kept developing it or whatever. And yeah, probably like 16, 17 is when I kind of really developed the singing sound, singing rap merger, I would like to call it, my little hybrid.
Yes.
For sure.
Going on Threads, doing the research that needs to be done every single time I prepare for a show. There was a thread that said, I ain't forget about y'all men who had Mohawks thinking y'all was Roscoe Dash in 2010. Do you realize the impact, not only with the sound, but you had grown, now I don't even know if it was you, but you was one of the people that is like now.
I'm pioneer, yeah, for sure, 100%.
You had a Mohawk.
Yeah.
Like, Mohawks was really a thing. Now that they tried to fade the sides.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad that y'all let me walk around with the pointy joint for so long like that. Like, I'm kind of upset about the pointy.
You know what I'm mad at?
Yeah.
The designs.
Yeah.
Because the design upkeep is almost like a Beijing.
Yeah, imagine me being on TV and doing music videos every day, having to get a different design cut in my head every day to 2 days.
Wow.
Felt like getting a tattoo in your head before it was even a thing. Like, Clippers so hot, bro. I didn't even know clippers could get so hot. It's crazy.
But how much time did that take?
It depends on the style, obviously, but like, it could take anywhere from like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Bobby started getting really good at it. Like Bobby is the creator of like putting a Roscoe Dash in the side of the head. Shout out to Bobby's World. So like, I just kind of let him do his thing. Sometimes really, I don't like to tell an artist how to create, to be honest. So like, when we talk about an idea of something that you help curate, like I want to see what your vision is. I'm a visionary as well, but I want to see like what you see. You know what I mean? So, and then once we get in the space, then I'm like, okay, let's add something here or whatever the case may be. So I just let them cook.
What was the idea behind the Mohawk?
I think it was just to stand out and be different. We was in a space where things were so like culturally divided, but we also grew up on, at the same time, I know in my household at least, we grew up on MTV, VH1, and BET, you know what I mean? So like, and we got a healthy dose of all of those. So I think for me, which is kind of where I stand even today, is like merging things or like creating a safe space for all things to exist, you know what I mean? In their own right or whatever the case may be.
So it's very intriguing to hear you talk about creativity because that notion impacts and hits different for everybody. From the distributor to the receiver,
100%.
Where does that kind of come from for you? Like, how do you create? What creativity knack comes from how you make art?
I would say I just allow, like love loves to love, right? Like I compared to love a lot. Like love loves to love. So you gotta just let things be whatever they're gonna be and love them in that space that they're in. So even if this isn't the right thing for this particular record, you know what I mean? I might come up with a style or something that could go good on the next record.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So if I never allow that space to be, and I'm like, man, delete this or whatever the case may be, then I'll never get that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to gather all your gadgets for your utility belt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like to call it getting in the gym, practicing your left hand layup, shooting from half court, even doing the spin around layups, whatever the case may be, because you never know what the game is gonna throw at you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what ultimately birthed the Marvin Gaye and Chardonnays or the So Many Girls and stuff like that. And it comes from like, you know, listening to people and being influenced by people. Obviously, I grew up with like a healthy dose of music in my household or whatever from my mom. She grew up on like, she had us growing up on Gerald Levert, Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
My grandma was more like Dionne Warwick, you know what I'm saying? Aretha Franklin, that type of, so I had but my brother was Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, T.I., Ludacris, you know what I'm saying? Jazzy Faye, whatever the case may be. So I just learned how to take things and allow them to exist in their own space, from my point of view.
So even to that, while on Threads or on social media, there was a common question that was posed. I genuinely want to ask this. Where has Roscoe Dash been?
I love this question.
And how is he? So for the people who are inquiring about that, we can hear it from the horse's mouth himself.
Man, I'm blessed. I'm alive and well. You know what I'm saying? I guess I got to tackle the first part of that question.
Talk to me.
Where have I been? I've always been in a creative space, always been in a space, you know, whether it be writing for somebody, acting. I did like 4 independent films in the last 2 years. Shout out to June. Just anything, screenwriting, creating stuff in the meta universe when that was a thing, like whatever the case may be, I'm just always, whatever I can do to push the needle forward and being creative, that's kind of where I've been. But when it comes to what I really feel like people are asking me when they ask that question is, why doesn't Roscoe Dash have 8 or 9 songs on the radio like he did at one point in time? Why is he not in the mainstream like doing all these things? And I think that stems from contractual stuff that I signed maybe like 18, 19. So I've literally been...
At 18?
Yes, 18 or 19.
Okay.
I'm 35 now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get my admin rights back to this day to be able to go and get my own deal outside of the deal that I had originally. You know what I mean? So these are things that like, although I put things out and I find ways to be able to, just because I love creating, you know what I mean? So it's not about the money or it's not about this, it's about the opportunity and the gift I have to be able to create. And I just want to be in a space to be able to give that to the world no matter what, in its totality, you know what I mean? With all things supporting it that it needs or whatever the case may be.
You know what's crazy? It's interesting to see, while you're in it, you don't know that you have it. And I may be speaking out of nostalgia or knowing like, yo, Roscoe Dash on there, okay, let me hear what that has to say. Almost to say, I'm not comparing the two, but the same impact of, hey, yo, Drake's on this album, let me go straight to the Drake song. Let me go straight to the Kendrick song. Let me, like Tip or Jeezy, Lil Baby, like they own it. You got 18 songs on this project, but the first song that you listen to on this project is that specific, you know, song with who you are a fan of.
Valid.
You had a moment and run with the Big Sean's, with Waka Flocka, with Kanye, with so many numerous artists that was like, oh, Roscoe Dash on this? Roscoe, like, and that was the first song individuals would listen to because of the standard that you've created. It was gonna be a bop. Like we about to, okay, all right,
that. That's valid.
boom.
I appreciate that.
How do you have a moment where that's the narrative? And then all of a sudden, there's this poof, vanishment.
Greed, man. Greed. Yeah.
Explain.
You know, at the time when I signed my deal, let's go back. When I made All the Way Turned Up, so I'm gonna take y'all all the way back to the root, before the Travis Porter stuff, before signing the Interscope, whatever the case may be. It was just me and my mom in the house. We were going through a recession around this time. So my mom got a job offer. She was with this company for a long period of time or whatever the case may be. And they offered her a situation where it was either we're gonna have to lay you off because we're downsizing, or you can go out here to Seattle and go work. That left me in the house by myself. This is where I got to really turn the music up and wasn't getting told to turn the shit down. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I got to really cut up and kind of like grow up a little bit on my own. And that's when I made Turnt Up. I put up some U-Haul blankets in the room in there and wrapped a microphone with a washcloth and a rubber band or whatever, and I got to it. I figured it out, you know what I'm saying? So I think I went on after that, probably maybe a few months after that. I had Turnt Up probably in the first 6 months of that setup right there. But I knew I had a hit, so I just sat on it for a while. I used to go to the clubs, Lavish Lounge, Texano, Mariachi Mondays, Belushi, all that stuff. I used to go pull up when I was nobody, just trying to get the atmosphere, had it on the CD just to see if the DJ would play it, what it would sound like. They wouldn't even play it.
Ain't no freebies.
Yeah, they wouldn't even play it.
We not gonna
wouldn't even play it.
Well, who?
Yeah.
Right. What?
I'm trying to put,
All right, cool, bit,
slide
bro.
a 20, whatever it got to do to get it played, but they
Right.
wasn't playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going back to I ended up getting I can't even remember how I found Arrogant Music Studio. Shout out to Siri, the kid. He was running it at the time. And I went up there to re-record it for the first time in a professional setting or whatever the case may be. It was just me on the song or whatever. And then I ended up getting I think we went to the club or something. My cousin YT, shout out to YT, put the play together with me and Travis Porter or whatever. So from the jump, my whole point in telling this story is, from the jump, I've always been working towards trying to get the right opportunity for the creation to exist in a space that it needs to. The same thing I just said to you when you asked me the question has always been the goal. You know what I mean? To get the boat to the dock. So we go and re-record the Turnt Up song. We put Travis Porter on or whatever. And I'm only going back into this because I saw an interview the other day where somebody else was telling the story. And I hate when people kind of try to tell what happened.
Bits and pieces of something that you made.
And they weren't even there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is my life. This is my livelihood, bro. So you can't just get up here and just say whatever and throw whoever into it to make it
Can
make
you
sense.
cite the source? So I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure. I can't remember the pod or the interview that I saw, but it was an interview from Charlie, who used to manage or was over Travis Porter's situation.
Okay.
He was just kind of speaking from his perspective.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So you're saying Charlie wasn't there when
Not when we
the
recorded that
initial
song.
situation
No,
even happened.
not at all.
What Charlie knows is what was told to Charlie. Charlie did not witness this. Now we're talking.
Okay.
Proceed.
Yeah, we went to Charlie's mom's crib. Charlie's still nowhere to be found. This is where Spit Your Game Studios is at. This is what I saw on the TV as a kid who wanted to get into rap. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit, I'm finna go to Spit Your Game Studios. Soulja Boy was in here. KE on the Track is here. You know, or has been here or whatever. So this is my chance to be able to trailblaze the same way. Boom. We re-record the song. It sits on the computer for maybe like a week or so, and then the Differenter project comes out, right? We're already going to move around with the record and performing it or whatever the case may be, but I'm not tripping because I'm getting to go perform the song with them.
Right.
I'm not even tripping on splitting the bread or none of that stuff. Like,
you're so caught into creating that. I'm sorry for speaking.
No,
but
you're doing.
I'm here.
I know
with
where
you.
I'm at. I love this. Let's do it.
I'm here with you.
Yeah.
So it's like you're so caught into the craft of making. Nigga, you still trying to get here.
It actually was a situation where I approached Charlie and was just like, well, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got more records too. You know what I'm saying? I got more shit in the tank. Like, what we doing? He wanted to put me with Travis Porter to hide the fact that the song had already came out as Travis Porter featuring ATL and YT. This is before Roscoe Dash even existed. We're on the road trying to figure out what my name's gonna be because they like, man, you're gonna have to change your name from ATL or whatever the case may be. So this is just a thing amongst me and the fellas. You know what I'm saying? We're tight. We're thick as thieves. We tight. And even when I got ready to go my own way, we sat down and had a conversation. Things just spilled out the way they spilled out because somebody had to cover up for what was done initially. You see what I'm saying? And taking the record and putting somebody else's name on it. You know they didn't record that song. You were never there to do any of that stuff. And you had the opportunity to do good business and you didn't do it.
Wow.
You feel me? So I went my separate way. Now it's the Travis Porter beat because I have to set the record straight. Insert Boom Man. Okay? Boom Man called me back after a trip that me and Travis Porter took to Valdosta. I used to go to Valdosta all the time to work with KE.
Valdosta from Atlanta?
Yes. 4-hour drive in a Honda in the fishbowl. Yeah.
See-through?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, this the blood, sweat, and tears that they talk about right here. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So Boom Man gets a whiff of what we're doing in the studio. He sees where the creative juices are coming from or whatever the case may be. So he makes a phone call. He's like, I want you to come back down and come just work with KE solo. Boom. So I come and do that. At that particular time was in the height of Travis Porter versus Roscoe Dash, who's turned up is, you know what I'm saying, whatever, whose song is it? So Boom Man's like, let's go create another version of the song with KE. Insert KE into the mix. KE reproduces the song, we give Vibe his credits. Boom Man hits me with, as soon as we got the Soulja Boy verse, which KE made happen, KE made that phone call from Turn Your Swag On. Within like 45 minutes of us putting it on YouTube, the labels were calling. And so Boom's like, nobody's gonna talk to me about a deal or none of that stuff unless we sign some paperwork or whatever the case may be. In that paperwork, which is supposed to be just some simple management, 20% standard, whatever, he ended up acquiring my admin rights and my publishing rights in that same deal.
Yo, what's good? What's poppin'? Man, I got a big night coming up. And you know what? I'm actually hyped for it. Now, normally, I don't too much stress these things. But this time, man, I'm all in. It's about getting my people together and just flat out enjoying the moment. That's the real vibe. First thing on my mind, you guessed it, the outfit. Because if you feel good and you got the right crew, any spot can be a good spot. So at this particular point in time, I'm still figuring out the actual look, but that's why I'm going to Macy's. I mean, they got everything, especially the brands that I love under one roof. And y'all know how I feel about my eclectic clothes. I'm setting aside some time so that I can really browse and pick out the look for me. I mean, I go classic, I'm definitely gonna go bold, or just to get the people riled up, I may go a little mix and match. Whatever I choose, Macy's got it. My look is definitely gonna be something that can catch a vibe. While I'm picking my clothes, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret too. Macy's has a great selection of the smell goods. All the prep, all the details, just as fun as the night itself.
Fast forward, right? I'm gonna skip around a little bit. Fast forward.
Hold on, press pause. Just tell me how old you were during this time before the
I had to be
fast forward.
18, barely.
Okay, keep going.
All right, so follow me here. Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so fast forward to the Interscope situation, because we initially had a deal on the table with Def Jam, but Def Jam didn't want to sign me because it was so much going on around whose record it was, to the point where Core DJs was like, we're not supporting this version with Soulja Boy on it. We're only supporting the Travis Porter version based off of their stake and whatever they had in their brand. You know what I'm saying? So, and the story that they're being told about how it happened or me doing this or that. Boom. So, in the midst of me signing my deal with Interscope, we inserted another furnishing company, right? I ain't gonna say their name just because I'm still working on that.
We still at the negotiating.
Yeah, okay, so they end up furnishing me the Interscope within like maybe a 3 to 6 month span of me having that Interscope deal, which is right around the time when Show Out came out and we were shooting Show Out. Boom Man, out of whatever spiteful act he wanted to do, sold my contract to the furnishing company. I didn't even know this.
What?
Yeah, I found out in the recording booth when I came to say, hey, yo, I want to shoot Summertime Swerving Off Demolition 2020. I want to shoot a video for it. I'll go half on you. Let's just figure it out or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, we don't handle that no more. We sold your contract to so-and-so. Now they got my admin rights, publishing, all kind of stuff like that. So I'm just giving y'all the paper trail on
how
why
we get to this point.
You feel me? So once I got a whiff of that, I tried to work it out. I had a 5 minimum due 2 contract. And so I was on my second album at this time. This is like right after Ready, Set, Go, which had All the Way Turned Up, Sexy Girl Anthem, and Show Out on it. We're going into the Juice EP, right? And I'm doing like 2 mixtapes, Dash Effect with DJ Drama. I'm doing all the stuff I need to be doing in the streets to get the gangster grills, to get the height up to where we can put out another album. I get met at the airport with a contract that basically is like, we're gonna insert another management company, and we're also, after you submit these records, we're gonna cut, let's say if I had to submit 18 records, I submitted those 18, I gave you 20. You put out 7 because 7 is an EP, not an LP, which doesn't constitute as an album. So now you get to give me half a credit and keep me in my deal. You see what I'm saying? And also milk my publishing for all these new records that I just put out. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's really just been
they double dipping.
It's always been a double dip situation. And then here we are 16 years later, 17 years later, Cam.
Okay, so the brain overload.
I know.
The cuppeth runneth overeth.
Yeah.
With information. Could this not be fixed if you just change your name?
Could have been fixed to an extent.
Like if you would say like, I don't want to go by Roscoe Dash no more. I'm going by Dash Roscoe.
Yeah. Now that it could have, but then they could have still, like, so for instance, right? Let me put it like this. When I was putting out records that were just me putting out records and shooting in the dark because I didn't have the support behind the label. So by the way, let me clear Interscope's name on this. Interscope let me out of my contract because they got a whiff of what was going on with the furnishing situation.
Okay.
Told me that I can come back and do whatever type of business they would love to have me once I rectified this situation. So I'm gonna clear their name, boom. I'm putting out these independent projects. I think I put out the 72 song project back in 2018. I put out like Glitch, a couple other mixtapes and stuff like that that has some good records on it or whatever. But again, we don't have the resources to be able to go mainstream because now that I don't have that label support.
For sure. You don't have the backing. And I've been blessed to talk to a lot of musical artists and see this have happened before. And the reality of being independent, 100%. It is and can be a flex.
Yeah.
You just don't have the global reach certain times that
they make sure you don't get it.
Yes.
They're gonna make sure you don't ever get it. You see what I'm saying? So like, now I guess what we would call it is the algorithm. Like your algorithm is gonna get railroaded, or you're only gonna have a certain amount of reach. So
it's gonna be muzzled, capped.
You feel what I'm saying? Okay, so when I'm putting out all these other records, it's not a problem. Insert Futuristic Summer. Okay, right. Roscoe come out, he got 7 songs on the project, everything's vibing, and we bringing back the old sound or whatever. Now it's like, oh no, we're not letting you out of.
Futuristic Summer is the project with Metro Boomin.
Yes,
correct.
Shout out to Metro. But yeah, so now it's the issue. So you get what I'm saying? It's about the reach that I'm having. Now that I have an opportunity to be back mainstream and to get this type of look, now y'all are gonna come back and say, oh, we want 100% of your writer shares to be able to give you your admin rights back. So you want me to give you my diamond certified records, you want me to give you all these records that I did for all these people to have the right after 16 years now of you double dipping, I ain't never got a publishing check or none of that stuff. And I gotta basically sell my soul to be free to be able to put out this type of music that the world love.
So let me get this straight, because we're talking through the lens of an artist, which is screwed up on one hand, but business is business.
Business is business.
A part of that business is business. How are you making money?
Shows and writing records, and literally the same thing I've been doing my whole career, giving people records.
So that's what I'm saying. So as you are doing these things, did you ever get a job? So you're literally from 17 years old, 18 years old, you've never got a job.
Yeah, or a publishing check.
What?
Swear. Swear.
So you get paid off shows.
And my writer shares of my royalties, which will come through like if you were ASCAP or BMI or whoever. But that's only not even half of the money that you should be getting. Like,
so you are the epitome, and without saying this disrespectful.
No, for sure, 100%.
You are a starving artist.
Yeah, I guess what they would want you to be, what they would want to consider you as, for sure.
I'm reminded of a guy who I've read about and kind of took the image of a little bit when my hair was like that, Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Yeah.
And it's sad that a guy of his magnitude with his skill set and impact now, he was not able to reap his benefits while he was alive. And when I think of Roscoe Dash, names and sounds of my childhood or teenage years, you got B.O.B., you got Soulja Boy, you got Travis Porter, Crime Mob, Waka Flocka, Yin Yang Twins, Lil Jon, T.I., Jeezy, Gucci, Lil Wayne, like so many artists. And I know I'm missing a lot, but damn. You ever thought to say, hey, let's take legal action to this?
But when you got the label tied up in it, so now I guess like what I found out was they've been going to enter in like other deals with those admin rights. Admin rights give you legal right to be able to go. If I want to take your likeness and say, hey, I'm finna go do a deal with Funky Friday and Nike tomorrow, and I could call you and tell you about it after the fact because I have your admin rights. I could just go do it. See what I'm saying?
So I own you.
Basically.
Dang.
Yeah.
From what I do understand, Prince also changed his name to a symbol because of this exact reason.
Mm-hmm. That would be fire though. I ain't gonna lie. Nowadays that would be tight. But I feel like that's something only Prince could do. Like that's like some Prince.
But Prince did that, and even though he was Prince, he had the fortitude to say, "It's me, not the name."
Type shit. Yeah, I feel like that too. Slick.
So it's like, when was the last body of work that you put out?
That I put out solely without like.
No, just answer the question.
Just have my name on it, basically.
An EP, LP, album.
2011 Juicy P. Mixtape would be 2018 55 project. I dropped 72 songs to have the largest project in urban music history.
72. What was the thought behind that?
Having the title of just doing that. So this is like a ploy for me to be able to. They gotta pick that up in the headlines for something. Complex, XXL, whoever has to pick that up. You see what I'm saying?
You dropped 70, bro. That's a discography. Yeah. That's a whole.
To me, that's just like a, you know what I mean, just a folder in a.
For sure.
But yeah, like, yeah. So that for me was to be able to give me a positive note after the Lyft driver shit that they tried to do to me. That was a positive ploy for me to be able to get my foot back in music from a social stature, if that makes sense, like just in social media or whatever. Because at this point, after the hiatus and them trying to do that, the other stuff that's happened online or whatever the case may be, they're gonna try to blackball your handle, period.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So as we're, kind of getting to this dynamic, I want to go back to All the Way Turnt Up.
Yeah, let's do
it. Right? The first time you realized, or when was the first time you realized that this industry relationship could be disingenuous?
Man, Inception, really. Inception, man. And I hate that it's like that because I grew up such a fan of music, you know what I'm saying? And as you grow up and you attach yourself to these artists, I grew up loving Outkast and like DMX even and people like that. You don't see the other parts of the shit that they go through, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, you just thinking everything. As people will think before I said what I just said, they're gonna think the same thing, you know what I mean? So they don't really care about the in-betweens or whatever the case may be. They just care about getting the music or whatever the case. So for me, I learned that music was or the label or the industry or whatever was disingenuous when people started taking more than what they deserved to have, or when people started, I'll leave it there. When people start taking more than they deserve to have, which for me was since inception. As
this has already happened, looking back at it, how could you have avoided this or prevented?
Stay independent. And don't listen to this. That was actually gonna be my thing for some advice that I wanted to leave, and even telling the story that I told is like, oftentimes whenever you're on this journey and you just waiting for the right opportunity to be able to hit the next level, you know what I mean? There's gonna be people that come along that will promise you stuff or that will like sell you a dream, even pretend to be your friend and family or whatever for years. It could happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't always mean that you need them to be able to get to the next. If it's meant for you, it's gonna happen. So to me, there were a few points in my career where I might have lost sight of that particular part. Where one being before I signed that major deal when my mom was in Seattle. Mm-hmm. Two being when I told people I wasn't doing hooks no more because I was just tired of giving away shit and not getting nothing back for it.
What is a project that you gave a freebie?
Oh, I give freebies all the time. Like, all the time.
Because like there's a
but you have to not to interject, but you have to specify on freebie, because freebie can mean swaps. Freebie can mean I didn't charge you to show up today to come do this, but I'm still going to get paid royalties later or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's important to say that.
Freebie to some could be the initial payment for services.
Oh yeah, I don't even operate like that in most cases.
But you did get compensated. To some degree.
Just being able to go and perform the song is the blessing to me. More of an opportunity to be on stage to go touch more people and do. Yeah. That's to me.
So what I'm alluding to is when people say or they rap about or sing about what they charge for a verse, right? Hey, I do this, da da da, charge a brick for this, 18, whatever the hell it may be.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've done in the past, have not done? And is that a real thing in the music?
If I did do that in the past, it wasn't me doing it because I don't feel like I only like to do music with people that I have that type of connection with. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that I can't meet somebody today and be like, oh, let's go to the studio by tonight. You know what I mean? But it has to be off the connection. It has to be off of me genuinely liking what you stand for in your music, because I'm very intentional with what I listen to, what I speak, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't want to support or attach myself to the wrong shit. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of just shooting in the dark going on. You know what I mean? And I understand the opportunity of just getting to be somebody and making it out of having an opportunity or whatever. I get that. You know what I mean? But we also got to understand too what we're putting out there.
What's taking me aback right now is here's a person who I know exactly who he is, but the business wasn't right. And it's unfortunate that the body of work of the songs that you've created, been a part of, whether wrote, produced, sang, rapped, whatever, you didn't get your just due. That makes me feel a certain type of way.
I appreciate that, actually.
I try to use my platform to really answer the questions that will possibly be in the comments.
Right, for sure.
And it's just extremely alarming that a lot of people are like you, where they are so hungry to prove. As they're proving, that prove is turning into real impact, to bangers. Like, you have a tangible thing. Like, bro, a song is tangible. It's valuable. But what is that to say when you're now of age and it's like, yo, we're listening to all these songs that you've been a part of, and I'm like, dang, I don't want to trigger anything, but dang, nigga, did you get paid? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
But I think that's a healthy conversation to have, even between the consumer and the creator, right? Because if there's a better way to support, you feel what I'm saying? If there's a better way to do something that doesn't involve somebody who may be taking whatever from, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's a good conversation to have. I don't take offense to that at all.
Yeah, because that's what I want this kind of conversation to kind of go out. You alluded to something about the Lyft driver incident. What was that?
I don't know. The internet being the internet, it's crazy, actually. I don't know.
I'm not.
So I guess it was a post that came up, and somebody said that they got in the car and I was driving Lyft, and it turned into a whole thing. And I'm like, I've never done that in my life, so I don't understand how
You've never lifted?
I mean, I've gotten in a Lyft.
You never.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But this is the thing, though, right? I did have, and I said this before when this happened. I had a friend of mine. Like, I got people who go on the road with me that may not be my DJ or may not be, you know what I mean? And they need an opportunity to be able to eat too and pay their way or whatever the case may be. So I had a friend of mine at this particular time that would come and get one of the fleet cars that we have and drive Lyft. Now, the person who owns the vehicle, anybody who has a small business or whatever knows this, like, you have to be the person that's registering whatever on whatever platform to utilize the property that you own, right? Your asset. So my face is gonna be on the thing. I got a hat on, I'm trying to, like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's not me though. It don't even say that. So I don't know how they could even, but the internet will be the internet, so. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It ain't me. It's my hat, but it ain't me.
It ain't me.
It's my earring, but it's not me,
man. You know, it ain't me.
When you hear certain projects of people that you've collaborated with, what's the status with you and Travis Porter now?
Oh, we cool now. Outside of that interview with the Charlie thing, we had a conversation about that too. But they're my dogs, though. Like, we grew up together. It wasn't always like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're family at this point, man.
You know what's crazy? Because Travis Porter was really what the Migos was supposed to be. Or did I say that right?
Well, I know what you mean.
Travis Porter is what the Migos was. Was supposed to be
they
what the...
So the Migos, yeah, I get you.
Correct.
They crossed so the Migos could walk, I get you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to see their dynamic where, like, they got bangers too. And dare I say they weren't talented, because they definitely are, but everybody's demise sounds the same. Management.
Yeah, in most cases.
So if that's the case, and there's a artist that is thriving to become, what would be the words that you share to alleviate or prevent that?
I would say you got to find your tribe early, and your tribe doesn't necessarily mean you got to have somebody else to come in to, like, elevate. Like, that'll come from To me, group decisions of people who care about you, who really genuinely give a fuck about you, is the best way to make a decision in most cases, right? Like if you don't get a sense of envy or jealousy or none of that other stuff, but it's still on you to make the decision, right? But at least you have somebody to lean into to make that. You feel me? So if it was me, I would say grassroots from the people who you came up with. The people who are jumping around in your first videos and stuff, you need to highlight one of them to be able to do A, B, C, and D. Because you can really do it yourself, honestly. All you need to do is you can go get a la carte deals nowadays where you don't even have to be in a 360 or have them getting your merch or whatever the case may be. You can do that yourself.
Yeah.
Get somebody else, one of your homeboys, to be on shirts and merch and whatever else. Get somebody else to do your bookings. Get somebody else to do you see what I'm saying? Get the girls.
That sounds good. That sounds splendid. It sounds very, admirable.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't know your dynamic growing up, but I grew up in a situation where a lot of people wanted money, but they didn't understand money.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So when you hire certain people, their first thought to, boy, we just killed they ass. Yeah, but how much we made? 20 bands. But we got to pay for material. We got to pay for advertising. We got to pay for the vendor booth. We got to pay for so many different things. They're not factoring in the cost to do certain things.
That comes with judgment and character and just the people you surround yourself with.
And education, though. And that's where I see athletes all the time always put their homeboy on.
Yeah, for sure. Can't just be your homeboy. It's got to be a homeboy that got a bachelor's in something.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you can. It sounds easy, and yes, your experiences have allowed you to know, this really isn't hard. But it is hard.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of.
It's challenging.
Focus and you doing your job, bro. This shirt that I'm giving you is red. I don't need this shirt to come back and it's tie-dye. It got red, blue, green, purple. Bro, just do what red shirts do. That's the biggest mistake and the misfortune for people who come into a business dynamic is because they are the golden child of how everybody's making music.
Yeah, it can't be like that, in my opinion.
To that, if you are the artist, somebody else has to bring value to say, hey, bro,
1000%.
You be the artist. Let me manage you or let me be responsible for merch. That's all they do. Just as much as it is for you to go on this stage and put on the best performance as it is possible, it's their responsibility.
I agree.
Bro, why are you backstage tricking off with shot? She gonna be there.
It's gonna be a time for that,
You know what I'm saying? That's the hardest part with doing business with familiar people.
Yeah, that's true.
I hate that the man that I have become, the most challenging thing in my 36 years of living is having people who know me personally the most not meet expectations professionally.
Oh yeah, it hurts. Because now what do I do? Now what you want me to, what am I supposed to do now?
And so when you say those things you start off with people who was in your first videos, hire them. Yes, that's cool.
The right first people. The right first people. Because I ain't gonna lie, I grew up with having a lot of people around, you know what I mean? I had my wherever we was at was flooded out with my friends or whatever, and I slowly started to trim that circle down with more value instead of, just people who are taking up space or whatever, you know what I mean? Quality over quantity became the mindset. So now I talk to my DJ about this all the time. He's sitting back there, but I tell him all the time, I love the fact that when we walking through an airport and you walk past a monument that we walking by, you're gonna stop and read the thing, and then before we get on the plane, you're already pulling up on Wikipedia what happened in this place or why this is. You know what I'm saying? You need people around that are just as forward thinking, that care about stuff just as much, and it don't always have to be just in the field that we're focused on today. You know what I mean? That's how you get the outside opportunities and shit. So sometimes he'll go find some people, he'll have a whole Rolodex in his phone of millionaires or billionaires people. We was just in the car on the way over here, and a dude on the phone talking about, I just ran into this person who just bought a jet, and it's the $180 million jets, and she's the pilot too. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have people that also, rule number one with me is know your people, right? So I like to get with people who also want to know they people. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people that are just going to be standing around just to see what the next opportunity is. Like, I want somebody who's going to go out and bring something to the table that's worth value. You know what I mean? So, like, I only want to surround myself with intentionality these days.
Man, being the businessman that I am, right? Contrary to what people may understand, they may see talent. I know CEO.
Yeah.
I always challenge my executive leaders to be able to discern which one you're talking to.
Absolutely.
Respectfully.
Yeah, for sure.
Because me sitting in this seat, I'm talent. As soon as I take about 20 steps that way, I'm CEO. And it's one of those dynamics. I say that because the CEO can't do what the CFO does. The CFO can't do what the COO does. The COO cannot do what the project manager. It's a reporting structure that even the wealthiest must try to master.
Yeah.
Because I say that because even being head honcho, you try to micromanage individuals.
Yeah. That's why the first rule has to be yielding, right?
Correct.
Like the first lesson that you have to learn before you step foot in some double doors that lead to some glass offices or whatever in executive suites is yielding. You gotta learn how to yield. Because if not, and that works from the top all the way down to the bottom. You know what I mean? Like, because to piggyback what you just said.
So to those type of dynamics, for me, I'm too busy to micromanage you. And that's why I said, when it becomes tough, if I have to micromanage,
Keep reaching back and just do. I hate that.
My brother.
I'm trying not to say hate so much. That's something I really dislike, is having to reach back. Like, you're messing up my. It takes so much to even operate in a space. Like, I've learned over the years that I'm like a high functioning depression person. So even if I do get in a space where I'm like not feeling it, or I'm just like in a lull, I still got to get up and go make this shit happen.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, I learned how to function in that. And that's not to say that I demand the same things from the people around me, but I at least need you to be able to meet me where I'm at in most cases, versus me having to come down and keep.
But I think that's gristle that you're gonna have to cut off. And
that'd be the hardest part for me, though. I ain't gonna lie.
And it is. I've explained it, and I'm saying it becomes extremely hard when that person that you have to cut off shares your last name.
Man.
And it's like, bro, I want my brother. I don't want this business partner. And making sure that we've seen empires collapse because this one word that can really be a cancerous thing, entitlement.
Oh my gosh.
I've been with you since day one. What you mean? Like, who else you gonna? Man, they ain't gonna love you like I love you.
To me, the best friend or brother or whatever you want to call it, bro, is somebody who understands that you don't have to be like this to be that. You see what I'm saying? So to be honest, we'll be the best version of whatever that relationship is, whatever that dynamic is, if we allow each other to go and gather all these chips and meet back over here somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Oh, man, look what I got, man. Oh, look what I got too, man. We can put this together and da-da-da-da-da. That's the space. But if you're never willing to let go, I'll explain it in a ceiling capacity, right? Like the floor in this room is the floor, the ceiling is the ceiling. But if you go up the steps, bro, this ceiling right here becomes the floor to the next thing. We're only gonna get there if we allow ourselves to ascend freely. You see what I'm saying? That could be taking the steps, which could go around like this, or it could be taking the elevator. It don't matter. We're arriving at the same space.
Destination. Right, and that's the thing where I see people who have a lot or are coming into a lot for them to realize. It's like, bro, don't prematurely expect or hire something that person is not ready for.
Valid.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So to piggyback off the dynamic that you shared about, people from day one, knowing what I know now, if I'm an artist, I have something that I feel strongly about and my passion for music. I create music. What I would do, and it's free game, if I sign to Interscope, if I sign to Def Jam, if I sign to any particular music platform, Sony, it doesn't matter. What I would do is make sure in that contract or that relationship with that distribution platform, you insert a person you love, trust, and are willing to lose their ego to learn. This is an internship for you, right? Learn as much as you possibly can. Naturally, in a natural state. Wake up. If they tell you to go get coffee, you bring 2 cups.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you have to go on that term of learning as much as you can. Now you are my partner, you are my friend, but you're learning and now can serve the realm.
Yeah, for sure.
Even better. Dare I say realm as a way where you're serving me, but
No,
you're
for sure,
serving.
100%.
If I'm being the best artist that
You
I
helping get the
possibly-
boat to the dock at the end of the day. Yes.
But you can't get us to that state if you're not upholding your inner
Yeah, we're
bargain.
only as strong as our weakest link.
You say
Valid.
the boat to the dock. I say we all have responsibilities to row.
100%.
I can't row this and row that at the same time. Yes, I could do this, but the bigger the boat, the more of a responsibility of people that's assigned to do certain things. You have to do it. I can't hire my best friend to do CFO responsibilities if I'm worried about being the best talent, being the best father, being the best CEO, and then I have to worry about the books and the numbers, and all of a sudden when we get audited, it's like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, somebody was emailing you, bro. Like, you over here worried about trying to go to Magic City. No, like, this is your job.
Yeah.
Why are you
And if you
here?
do your
I
job-
can do
if
this.
You do the key is, if you do your job well enough, you'll still have time to do the other things. You feel what I'm saying? So that goes to pre-planning.
Wale
proper
has to be-
preparation
prevents poor performances.
Come on now.
That do your job well is bolded, italicized, and underlined. Matter of fact, put the red ink on that because it's not just a word that you can skip over. Man, I have always been the breadwinner in my bloodline ever since I was in college. I had access to a lot of different things that the normal person from my dynamic did not necessarily have. People knew that. I started to travel because of football. I knew then that, I know that I can't do this forever. But what was different for me, I was seeing these things. Bro, I went to Paris. Bro, I went to California. Bro, I went to Miami. I went to New York. I went to St. Bart. I went to Anguilla, all off of my skill of football. Australia. I'm coming back to Atlanta, sharing these things. And the mental fortitude
Nice
that I'm like, hey, man.
Nice word choice.
This is, we can't do this like that. Oh, man, it's a conspiracy, bro. The white man got his foot on our neck. Yeah, but hold on. What are you doing? How are you educating yourself in this space? That's it. Thank you. We need experts in the space that we need the most from. If you're lacking accounting, you can't just go hire your sister and say, hey, be my accountant. You need an expert that can impact your sister. And your sister also needs the mental fortitude to say, hey,
She gotta want to do it. Because if you want to do it, you're gonna go hang out wherever the fuck the mathematicians be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna hang out where the math is mathing.
Because now I see your situation where it's like, hold on, bro. You about to sign a deal. What could have been prevented is, if I got somebody that's in my camp that can say, hey, I want you to read this and tell me what you see. I've already read it. I've read
that part right there.
I've redlined mine, but let me see if you redlined the same type of things that I did. I did not get that until I was 31 years old.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? I trusted so many individuals.
Yeah.
Hey, read this contract.
Come on now.
I can read. I'm well versed in doing all those type of things. I was just lazy. So much money is and was coming in at the time that it's like,
The bandwidth is stretched out, bro. You can't do it.
And now, knowing what I know now, that's not to say that I got screwed over. Business happens.
Business is business.
But it could have been prevented if I would have just took the time to pay attention and equip myself with the people around me that are experts in that. Bro, you can want a lot for a lot of people, but if they don't want it for themselves,
That's valid.
you talking to this candle right here. bro, I want you to win, bro. We gonna get it to the top, bro.
Yeah.
I promise you. Like, we gonna win, bro. Like, this gonna be a Dame Dash and Jay-Z, bro. Like, you just do your job, bro. Like, it don't work like that. What's your relationship with Soulja Boy?
Last time I saw Soulja, I probably talked to him maybe like we got a good relationship, don't get me wrong, but just as far as like talking and stuff, I haven't talked to him probably in a couple months.
Yeah.
But I try to check in on all the people who I consider to be like not just industry friends or whatever, like people who I have a relationship with to some capacity, I try to check in.
Now, since we're talking about what you've been dealing with in the industry, some may remember a couple years ago you called out Kanye, Wale, and Miguel for uncredited writing.
Yeah, two separate situations, but yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you were one of the first to go public with that. And just to educate us of what those situations were, and why did you feel it was important to go about it in that type of manner?
To me, as far as the manner is concerned, I was just being a kid at that point. It's like, again, you got to think about the story that I just told y'all since the inception. So I've been boxing with people trying to take or whatever this whole time, or having to give or whatever. So after a while, man, you just get tired of showing up and not getting like any type of reciprocity from that. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was one of them type of moments. For the Miguel and Wale situation, that came from the Lotus Flower Bomb record. So I helped put together that record, for lack of better words. And then the record came out later on and it had Miguel on it. And then I ended up seeing Miguel like at the ASCAP Awards or something like that. And he was like, yo, I love your stuff. We'd love to get together and write and, you know, put some records together or whatever. And then the next thing I seen was a Complex interview with him saying he didn't know who I was or that I didn't have nothing to do with the record. And I'm just like, well, you know, you didn't write the whole song. You only wrote this small little part right here. Everything else you sung was somebody else doing it.
Well,
so,
what did you write?
The hook of the song. I'm living in a fantasy. I feel it when you dance with me. Isn't it like you need to be my lady, my baby? Cause I don't know you and you don't know me. Clock keeps ticking, baby. What's it gonna be? All that shit.
How did this happen?
This was like around the time, and Wale don't get mad at me for telling this story, man. Damn.
He a crash out.
Nah, but he's just.
That's my boy.
This my dog. I love my brother, bro. I promise I do. Nah, I love my brother, bro. I do. And I love people for who they are. You know what I'm saying? He's just passionate about shit, bro. He's been done wrong too, bro, to keep it a bean.
And that's where I even asked him, I'm sorry but to make that whole, I was like, Wale, I think you have been miscategorized
100% since inception,
as an artist.
Nah, he's a generational talent,
bro. This project that he put out,
he had to show y'all. I texted him and said, remind him. Yeah, like do that, bro.
But there's nobody that does what Wale can do. But we're always comparing Wale to what other people do.
There you go.
And that's why I'm like, yo, like, and just like any other artist, like Erykah Badu say, I'm sensitive about my stuff. And there's no wrong way to feel that way. So the crash out was
a little unwarranted, but it's cool though. Yeah, it's cool. It's all right. We cleaned it up. Like, it's all right.
He's still a crash out.
He gonna go take it right back to that shit.
Nah, but I'm saying
I fuck with it though. I see what you're saying.
Cool.
Yeah. He just, you know.
It was just how, you know how you say, don't worry about it. Keep going.
All right, so let me tell the story about this. So this happened and I think he recently told this story too, so I'm just gonna piggyback on what he said. Like, after the No Hands record, probably like in the same week, and this was so baffling to me, dog. Interscope ended up letting him go. I actually didn't even know he was signed to Interscope at the time. I just knew that he was signed, and he had the stuff that he had prior to that record. You know what I mean? But they ended up cutting ties with him. Whatever happened. I immediately just got on the phone with him. He put the record out first. A lot of people don't know that. He's one of the first people to put the record out on More About Nothing.
No Hands?
Yeah, it was called Guilty Pleasure or something on his project. But he's one of the first people to put it out back when Twitter was super popping. He was like one of the main catalysts for Twitter, like to just help, you know what I'm saying, move the needle for our culture and shit. And I hit him up and I was like, bro, come to the studio. Just come to the studio. He was like, man, I'm in between deals. I don't know, all this other shit. I'm like, just come to the studio, bro. Don't worry about the budget or the thing, none of that shit. Just pull up. So we did a few records. Lotus Flower Bomb was one of those records that we did. We brought in Sam. Shout out to Sam from Cloud Eater. He's pretty sure he's from DC, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's a generational talent as well that helped on Sabotage that eventually had Lloyd on it. He was the original person on there too. So we got him to come in and vocalize for us and do the vocals for it. At this point, I wasn't like singing Roscoe like I am now. You know what I'm saying? So I had somebody else come in and do it. But yeah, we cut the record then. Jaron Howard produced it. That was a producer that I had some beats from that was just sitting, and I was like, this would be perfect. And we just put it together and made it happen. Now the problem came in where when I went on promo tour shortly after that, I let Wale take the record, do whatever he was gonna do. We brothers, I wasn't tripping on, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever you need to do. He told me about the Ross situation being on the table. I told him it would be a great idea because he was standing out like a sore thumb over there. Ross, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Maybach situation. So I ended up going to DC, making a stop in DC on a promo tour or something. I'm sitting in a radio station and the song come on. Like the lady goes to go to the bathroom or do something, and I'm sitting in the room by myself, and they're playing the recording of the show or whatever for the radio station, and it come on, brand new Wale featuring Miguel, Lotus Flower Bomb. Boom, the song come on. That's the first time I fucking heard the song since we cut it in the studio.
What?
So I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah, so that's what made me mad, because I'm like, damn, bro, I was here when you was in between shit trying to figure it out or whatever. I'm trying to be, support for that. We brothers, I'm trying to make sure my brother's straight. You know what I'm saying? So why did the record come out? You then did all this stuff to the record. It's cool to be creative and do what need to be done, but why are you not telling me? Why don't I have no credits on the song? Why didn't I have, and we literally recorded it in my studio. That's crazy.
Now what?
It's straight now, we fixed it. Yeah, it's good.
How?
They had to give me the credit on the song.
Oh, so you now do have the credit. Okay.
Yeah, had to get that.
How many times you gonna get burned to realize that you ain't fireproof?
Yeah, basically, yeah. So same thing with the Ye situation. So I went out to go work on Watch the Throne, and we ended up making Cruel Summer that had him and R. Kelly on it. That ended up, we ended up making To the World. I'm sorry.
To the World.
Yeah, that was on Cruel Summer. It came out on the latter project or whatever, and I wasn't credited for it at all. And to be honest with you, the thing that really triggered me in that particular moment, it was like a interview or something he did prior to Cruel Summer coming out, or in between Watch the Throne and Cruel Summer, where he was talking about all the people who he had worked with. And I ain't see none of them when I was there, and I'm there like frequent, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't say my name at all, and I don't have no credit on the song, so it just made me upset.
So for the person who sees this and says, why are you so emotional? Why does that matter?
This is music.
Why does that matter for people to acknowledge your work?
Because if it's not credited, it didn't happen. You're not getting paid. I got 3 daughters, so I need to see something, you know what I'm saying, to make sure shit's straight at the crib so I can keep being in the space to be able to produce this music and shit like that. And the other part to it is that I'm taking time away from them to go and work on other people's projects when they call. Like, yo, I'm working on this next week. You think you're free to come out and do this, that, or third? I'm gonna take care of blah, blah, blah. Just come out and fuck with me.
So for you, this is a resume stamp.
Yes, 1,000%.
Especially
and
in
it's Kanye.
For sure. And that's where people have to understand that you are somebody told me this, bro, you are only as known as how you are presented.
Absolutely.
And who presents you. If Kanye says, hey, yo, this my dude, this my man, it's gonna be different than John Doe is like, 100%. Bro, I got somebody. Hey, bro, listen to this record, or here, boom. Like, who is, what? Yeah. Kanye go to this song, go to the club, move, DJ. Play this.
Type shit.
You feel what I'm saying? So that does matter. It's a very underground world still in music that a lot of people are named, but the artist that's on stage gets the credentials and the credit.
And that's okay, right? If that's the agreement that we have going into something, that's fine. You feel me? All I'm saying is, let's just make sure that the people who help you do whatever is being done get they just due. Me personally, this has taught me lessons of, even for my creative director or whoever else, I ask them the things that they're interested in, that they need help with too. Like, I'm not just out here to just take all the skill sets or whatever I can get. Like, I want to be able to pour into other things that other people have going on as well. That's my reciprocity kicking in, you know what I mean? So I think that's important.
So seeing everything that has happened over the, couple of years of Kanye West, Ye, what surprises you? We've seen image shifts. We've seen relationships. We've seen controversies. With that experience and that dynamic that you had in a person you created with, are you surprised?
Not at all. Not at all. And I say that, like, the person that is depicted or that people, perceive him as or whatever, that's not the same. Like I've seen him, don't get me wrong, I've seen him like geek out on somebody or whatever in certain capacities, but it's not like that though. It's like people are always gonna take something and make it and magnify it. You know what I mean? That's what media is. Media really should be magnifying. Like that's really what the name should be because that's what it's meant for. You know what I mean? Take a moment and put it on the biggest stage or biggest screen possible. So that's what people are, he's an icon, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
It's so interesting to kind of see people kind of share their stories about Ye. I would love, that's one of my, dream kind of conversations because for a person that a lot of people see, you do see a misunderstanding.
Absolutely.
There.
Huge one, actually, in my opinion.
But the thing that's undeniable is his ability to create something that
inside that chaos, right?
It's
crazy. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like an evil genius.
It is, literally.
To like, bro, what's going on in that head of yours? I seen Yeezus, and whether he supported the project or not, any creative.
I was there for that too, so yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like any creative who sees that and sees his drive to going past the moon, it's like, yo, bro, like this dude really was spearheaded about like a lot of his stuff. Mm-hmm. So should we, so should me. Like, I ain't going, bro. Yeah. Like, no, bro.
To me, he invokes the passion that most people should have. Like,
wish they had.
Yeah. 100%.
Where was the last, like, do you guys still have a relationship?
The last time I talked to the camp to be able to initiate a meeting or, going to the studio or whatever was probably end of the year, or I should say we just came into a new year, so probably like middle of the year last year.
Okay.
And this was like before the little Italy stuff, whatever happened when they tried to like ban them from Italy or some shit. So that kind of prolonged me.
Is there a person now that you're saying you want to work with?
3 Stacks. Outkast. Dang. J. Cole as well. I'm really like, man, honestly, I love music so much, bro. Like, let me put it like this. The Calvin Harris project, the Volume 1 joint with Slide and all that other stuff on it, I think of music like that. Like, music should be in a space. Again, we grew up on MTV, VH1, BET. We wouldn't have got Gwen Stefani and Eve or none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want to make records that are that.
Yes.
In whatever space, Emotional Oranges, you know what I mean? Like, I want to tap in, like.
And is that genre specific?
Not at all. Because we're going to make it work. When I get with artists, I want to find out what their biggest record is in their mind and that they've created, and we're going to go on top of both of those. Like, that's how I operate.
So, great. Thank you.
Yeah, that's how I operate.
Where or what is a project or a song that surprised you the most? Twofold. Number 1, with success, and number 2, with failure. Like, what's the project that's like, bro, you created, you created a lot of songs. To drop 72 songs.
The Love Below. Oh, you talking about for mine or you talking about?
No, yours specifically. That you was like, yo, it bumps, but I ain't expecting it to bump, and then all of a sudden it's an anthem.
If I had to pick songs, it's gonna sound crazy. I'll probably say either Good Night. I hated that song when I made it. And then maybe Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. Actually, to be honest with you, when I made that song, it sat as just a hook until I met Ye and I gave him the song. Then it got done. Like, cause I was just in a space where I was like, man, I don't know how to approach it just now. Sometimes I do that though. Sometimes I make something and then I'll come back to it later on and then finish it. Like, it could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, whatever. What? I literally sat with Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay on my laptop for like 2 years. And then I went to go meet Ye. He played, I swear to God, bro, he played Otis, Motion Picture, and No Church in the Wild. Then he unplugs the computer and hands me the aux and says, now you play something. I'm like, what do you want me to play after playing No Church in the Wild? What do you want me to do, bro?
Was this with Jay on it too?
Bro, yes. Yeah, this is bro, I'm in the
what
bro.
What do I do
listen,
with this?
I'm in the room. We're in a round table, bro. We're in a round table. It's Don C, Bentley Farnsworth, Kid Cudi. It's like the whole, you see what I'm saying?
The who's who. The Rat
and
Pack.
you're gonna play No Church in a While and hand me the aux afterwards, bro.
This hoe is burning up.
I looked at him and said that too. I said, oh, that's crazy. Like, what am I supposed to play after that? But anyway, Marvin Gaye Starting is probably like the second song I played. By the time I got to the first break, he was like, give me this. Grab the jump drive. Noah, get him a jump drive. Put this on the thing. We worked on some other stuff. The Cruel Summer record being one of those records and a couple other joints. I went home, probably like 2 weeks later, it was a Big Sean song and it premiered with Marvin's Room on World Star.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Talk
Crazy,
to the
right?
hand.
Yes, sir.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so much. When I sit back and I listen to the stories, right, that right there is a locker room story for me.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? He was sick? Hey, he dropped 40?
Yeah.
Dang. You was getting a divorce and you still scored 4 times?
Yeah, that's right.
What? Dang, boy.
Hell yeah.
Your side chick got what? I'm just messing. But it's like, yo, to be a fly on the wall and to hear certain things manifest to what it is, that'd be like, wow. And I know, to the second part, is there ever something that you created that you felt so passionate about that did not get the public praise that you was wanting?
Probably my 2.0 project. And I know a lot of people know about that project and love it, but I feel like it still didn't reach where it could have gone. I put a lot into that project. I had features I got MGK and Lil Jon on the same song. I had a joint with 2 Chainz. I had August Alsina before he was August Alsina on a joint. I had Lloyd. I had and all this is coming from just the phone, just me asking people to.
Just your network.
That's probably one of the most legendary Roscoe Dash projects, in my opinion. And I was going through a lot.
Yeah, but how do you, and it's semi like a mental health question.
Yeah.
How do you compartmentalize like success? Because I mentioned or iterated to it before, you need people's validation.
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent for you to be, or to have opportunities.
Yeah.
Like there are some people that's just like, no, bro, I believe in you. And that takes a lot. But when you are a part of this project, you're a part of that project, you're a part of that project, and all of a sudden, hey, you got something, I want you a part of my project because of other people's involvement or involvement.
No, for sure.
Like, how do you handle not succeeding in how you want to succeed?
I got a really good relationship with God, man. I ain't gonna lie. And I know it's sad. When I was a kid growing up, I couldn't understand or fathom like what would make somebody praise God so much. Yeah. But now at this age, I understand it fully. Because now I understand too that like every situation prepares you for another situation. You know what I mean? So me making those songs, me making so many girls prepared me to be able to get in a room, or me doing the Ye stuff, let's say, with that same situation I just said with the aux cord, prepared me for a futuristic summer. To operate in a room with all these talents in the same room and being able to come in and deliver or being able to go, you see what I'm saying? Like it all prepares you for the next thing. So once you're able to look at things from a different perspective other than the one that you came into it with, that's what unlocks the doors to me. That turns one door opening to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doors opening up. You know what I mean? So
for sure. Like there's obvious, anthems in your catalog, but no one song exceeds, my opinion, No Hands. Certified diamond, and is a club's Hall of Fame around the world. I mean, white club, black club, ratchet club, bougie club, swingers club. It don't matter. It's like, yo, you play this song, like, on the way you doing, like, what? It's there. Like
universal language, man. It's a universal
language.
No,
for sure.
Yeah.
And that's like the atomic bomb explosion for you when you look at your daughters and when you sit back and I did that. Will we ever see the reunion of you, Wale, and Waka on a project?
Man, I've been pushing for that, dog. And the crazy thing about it, I'm gonna say this because they ain't always on the same page. I'm kind of like the glue in that relationship because I talk to both of them, but they don't talk to each other all the time. I don't know. I haven't quite cracked the code as far as what that is, but knowing both of them, I think it's just a communication thing. Like it's just about,
how does that happen?
Man.
And they create something together.
It's crazy. I don't know. Like, it's baffling to me. And I want it so bad, bro, because at the end of the day, think about this is a diamond record we talking about. To be honest with y'all, we tried to make this happen. I'm gonna just tell y'all. We tried to make this happen on the Futuristic Summer thing. We actually was gonna, Party and Drinking was supposed to be something like that, to be able to spin off into some more records for the three of us or whatever, but it just didn't come to fruition like that because bro was touring and all kind of other stuff. But I just want to close the gap between stuff like that. And there's a lot of other gaps like that exist in hip hop, but just speaking to this one particularly, like, bro, we got history. We changed each other's lives. You feel me? So like, and it wouldn't be what it is without each individual effort.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's gotta be worth something. Like, how do you not?
Dang.
You feel me?
Oh, I'm there. Like, especially when I see so many tours that are blasts from the past.
Man, we would go so crazy, dog.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, how? And this is no shot, no shade. It's like, how is the Millennial Tour doing like numbers like that? And shout out to Bow and Omari, like those guys. They have realized that, yo, certain people cannot kill that time of their life. And even for that song, as we were listening to it, I'm like, dang, that was rookie Cam
Take
right
you
there.
back,
You
like,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And that feeling, that emotion that is evoked when listening to something is really the drug.
No, for sure.
That
it should be infectious like that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my sole intention when I go in the studio, is to make something infectious like that.
How did that come about? Did you reach out to them? Did he reach out to you? Then you take me through that.
For which particular?
For No Hands.
Oh, for No Hands. So me and Waka had been, well, actually, to be honest, all of us would do this, because I used to go up to do Howard Homecomings with J. Cole, Lloyd, Wale, all these different people back in the Gap too. But me and Waka would do our own, dual dates or whatever, joints too, co-headline or whatever. And I think this is around the time when Gucci was getting out and Patchwork was flooded. Like, I'm talking about everybody and their mama was in Patchwork. Looked like the old Visions or something. It looked crazy in there, you know what I'm saying? So I went in the B room. Drummer Boy happened to be in the B room, and Waka was in there just sitting down, working on some other stuff or whatever. And I told Waka, I said, bro, we need to make a song. You need, and this me being the visionary, like, just, you need a song for the chicks, bro. Chicks love you just for doing what you do, you know what I'm saying? Being a hood nigga, like, they just love that, whatever. So let's make a song for them, bro. I said, just write your verse. Give me like 5 minutes and just start writing your verse. That's all I ask, boom. Drummer knows that I'm listening to what he's doing as far as this beat, because it's not a beat that Waka would particularly pick if nobody else was in the room, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like, because of what I told him, and just me being able to go in and dial in with Drummer and go in and deliver that hook like that, that's what brought it together. Wale happened to be, Reese, shout out to Reese. Reese brought Wale through. Wale happened to be like—
This is the same night?
Same night, same, I don't know how, grace of God. There's always like a little computer room in the studios where all like the little main boards or whatever is at. So he's like standing in this little cubby space, leaned up against the wall, just jotting on his BlackBerry. But I know, being a hip hop head, when they got that BlackBerry out and it's some music playing and they doing this right here, he's writing a verse. Right. So Reese leans in, she goes, Wale has something that he want to play. I said, man, tell the nigga to get in the booth, bro. Go on in the booth, bro. We in the studio, do it. You know what I'm saying? It just happened. It just happened.
You just showed and told on yourself a little bit.
Slick.
That BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Side scroll.
Yeah.
Dang. BlackBerry, boy. That was the first Android. Huh? The BlackBerry, boy.
I could go back further with the phone shit, but I'm gonna chill.
You had a Razor?
I had the Sidekick joint.
Yeah.
And the Razor, yeah. I got caught up on that Sidekick. That Sidekick was like the worst invention for guys.
T-Mobile did his thing with that.
They snapped. Yeah, they did.
But that Nextel?
The chirp.
Don't hit me on that Nextel chirp. Trying to, bro, the Atlanta, it'd be crazy how people be from different places, but that sound or that song just hits a little different. But
we a melting pot, man.
I'm trying to tell you, you were the bridge between the snap era and the melodic era. You were rapping, singing before it was the quote unquote standard. Do you feel like the father of the current Atlanta sound even in the new generation, if they don't acknowledge that?
They definitely not going to acknowledge it, but I definitely feel like I have a hefty, sizable footprint in what's going on, which be pissing me off when they do documentaries and stuff, like, and don't put me in the documentary. I'm like, how do you have Atlanta Sound and you don't have a space for that? And it's so, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a game changer. That's crazy to me.
For sure. It's crazy because I'm there now for my content or our content. I hate when...
Work with me here. Look, I've been trying to remove the word hate too. I got to stop saying that. So we just gonna say I strongly dislike it.
I strongly, Lex Luger strong, Hulk Hogan strong, Mark Henry
I'm with you.
strong, Arnold Schwarzenegger strong, Dwayne Johnson.
Yes, dude, this switch it up is crazy.
Right. when the impact is there, but the acknowledgement isn't. Because
Let's talk about it.
When I see certain charts charting, like, what? Y'all put him on, y'all put them on. Are y'all not, like, how are y'all going after these specific platforms? Because if we're talking about numbers, look at the scoreboard. The scoreboard shows you, in content, it's views. In content, it's that's what you go off of. When we go to try to sell to brands, it's the engagement.
Yeah, we want to see the numbers.
Viral. Man, sometimes I be feeling like my team be holding me back because it ain't nothing to go viral these days, but I don't think that it's any skills. I'm me. Like, I'm just like...
Authenticity is gonna win, bro.
Bro,
we them type of...
But to not get the credit,
yeah,
it's like podcasts of the year, shows of the year. I'm like, man, how they do that? What they going off of?
I'm gonna say this. They just now starting to fight for Michael in the debate between who the GOAT is right now. Like,
Michael who?
Jordan. They just now starting to box for him. Like, no, you're not leaving Mike out. Like, we're not doing that. You see what I'm saying? So they're never gonna appreciate it. No, I'm telling you the facts. This is factual.
Hold up. Maybe I'm missing it.
I grew up on Jordan, okay? But I'm just
why
saying.
would you leave him out?
I don't understand. It's like I don't get
What
it.
list you saw that?
I'm just paying attention to what's going on out here in these streets.
Okay.
They got Jordan, LeBron, or Jordan, Kobe, LeBron is my three, right? But most people, and I really am arguing that last spot to keep it a beam. But we can get to that later. We ain't gotta talk about that right now. But I just feel like you don't really get appreciated until you're no longer.
That's sad.
Till they have to miss what you gave. You know what I mean? So like, and I hate that I dislike that it's like that even in my career, right? Like, I get approached all the time and people are like, man, where the music at? Where the da-da-da? But I just told y'all the story about what's going on. So I could have been gave up and been like, man, they just checkmate. I'm done. I ain't.
So is that considered you being blackballed?
100%. Well, it's really like putting you in a yes, for what you said to start the question off, yes, 1,000%, that's that.
Yes.
Or just not wanting to, they don't see the vision, but they're not supposed to though.
Okay, so what's the cause to action to not be blackballed anymore? Do you have a plan for that?
For me personally?
Yes.
Oh, I'm doing it already. See, the thing is that they can't take away the stuff that you've already done. Nobody's gonna be able to take away any of your accolades ever. No matter what they say in them comments, they can't get in these boots and walk. You feel what I'm saying? And they can't take them accolades away, my brother. They can't do that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, I stand on that, and because I stand on that and I don't engage with the rest of this stuff,
right?
You know what I mean? It always allows the opportunity for me to be my authentic self in these type of situations, and just in passing with anybody in this room who I've talked to today. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, damn, Roscoe was cool. He ain't like. That's what I lead with. So I think you being your authentic self is gonna overshadow. When I check your number, I checked them, bro, before I came. I went and watched I watched the show, but I'm just saying, like, I went to go look. It's phenomenal, bro. And they didn't want you to do what you're doing right now. You see what I'm saying? Come on, dog. You already winning, bro. You already doing it.
Thank you.
Swear.
Do you play any music? Like,
I can make beats and stuff too, yeah. But I got some homies. If I need to call them in to do that, I got the artillery for sure.
The artillery is crazy. We'll bring out that bazooka.
For sure, 100%.
It's like, I look at this whole situation where I always tell any artist that making music and making content is similar. because we need other people's help to thrive.
Yeah.
I would always hear like, yo, like when artists will go on stage, I'm nothing without y'all.
Yeah.
No, like literally.
No, for sure.
I'm nothing.
Whether they're hating or loving it, the fact that they're showing up.
It's those type of things. I want to talk about the father in you.
Let's do it.
Because what is interesting, and you kind of hinted towards your mother leaving for Seattle, and not sure if the public knew or not, you having your first child at 17. But you was popping at 19, 20.
I had to figure it out, man.
What was that like?
To be honest with you, I try to I live off of transparency and vulnerability. And that all trickles all the way down to my kids. Like I don't hide nothing from them or none of that. Like when I want to be a sleazebag and I'm at the ground, I'm gonna be a sleazebag. I'm like, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm just saying. Like if you know what I mean? But I want them to see that because there's a lesson even in that too. And now it brings everything together. You know what I mean? Like, so I've always just been like that. So to answer your question, it was difficult. It was challenging. I spent a lot of time away from them. Then, of course, you're gonna have the relationship issue that come with that, with the mom.
Do they have the same mother?
My oldest two do, yeah. Okay. And then my youngest one has a different mom. Okay.
Now, when you say sleazy,
you know I get like that sometimes. All right, that's cool. If you wanna, hey.
No, bro, I'm not judging.
No, it ain't the judge part. I just know we've all been there. So I'm just like,
let's talk you feel me? See, your sleazy and my sleazy
it's probably
different.
But once we get into it, you're gonna be like, okay, I see.
Talk to me about your sleazy.
It could just be, I feel like I wanna be outside this month. Like I'm tired of just being tucked in.
Where are the youngins?
So they'll be either with their mom or, grandparents.
But they don't see you being outside.
I mean, they'll see me being outside, but like my daughter now, like for instance, right now at the house is my 13-year-old and my mom, right? My mom been with me for like the last 8 months maybe or something like that, living in the house. So when I get ready to go somewhere, or even if somebody's coming over, I'm just gonna tell them what I'm doing. And that's on them, whether they wanna continue to be in the spaces that they're usually in or if they wanna, whatever, but I'm finna do what I'm finna do.
Hold on. Okay, so your daughter witnesses sleazy activity.
It's not sleazy like that. When I say sleaze like that, I mean like just me being active. So I'm very to myself. When I go out, I'm not trying to holler at everything. I'm not like, I'm very aware. You feel me?
Let me ask you this. Is there ever a time that your daughter sees other women?
Yeah.
That you're with?
I wouldn't say women as in plural, but I would say like, if it's one that I feel like is to that space where they can be around my kids and it's not, and it's a good thing, then yeah. Let's get into it.
Talk to me.
Ask me the question. I think, again,
do you think that impacts her?
Yeah, 100%.
And you still do it?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the day, the impact is gonna come whether you do it now or later, right? Like, so at the end of the day, the impact is gonna come. Either they're gonna we're the first depiction of men for them.
Yes.
Right? So again, I'm just very transparent with I like this person. So-and-so, I've been talking to them. You see me go over there and go fly to wherever to go kick it with them a couple times. Now I'm finna bring them here. You feel what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. We finna spend a weekend or whatever.
But listen, that's your child.
I'm just telling you.
I'm giving you what I may deem.
Let's do it.
As the children should not see everything. I'm very protective.
As you should be.
Like my children and what they see and how they see certain things, right? My oldest son is here. I don't know if he left or not, but he's 19 years old, right? And that dynamic is extremely sacred and sensitive, and I have to be mindful of who or what he sees. Your daughter at 13 now sees daddy with a woman. His girlfriend.
That's not her mom.
That's not her mom. Mm-hmm. As she grows, whether she knows how to verbalize her feelings, acknowledge her feelings, or even know that these are real feelings, they will have impact on her.
100%.
This is also coming from a person, I can hear the comments now. You've created more broken homes. But what I will say is,
we're going to get into that too, but yeah.
There's for me, sleazy activity should not have damage that impacts the innocent.
For sure, because the kids didn't ask to be here. I live by that.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you're showing them rapper behavior.
Yeah, but it ain't like chicks in the crib though.
Okay.
We ain't going like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I have some people over, we're either gonna be in the studio or something. So if I'm telling you that it's somebody that I'm interested in, she already knows the speed for that because we got that type of relationship. As she'll tell me whenever she likes whoever it is she likes, guy, girl, whatever it is, I'm cool with whatever that is, we can have that conversation. Because again, yeah, we can go there. Because again, this is the one thing that people gotta understand about these kids. One, they didn't ask to be here, as we didn't ask to be here either, right? And two, they're our kids, but they're not our possession though. You feel me? So you have to be very particular when it comes to that, in my opinion. This is just my,
Cool.
you feel me?
Fine.
We can go, come on. Come on, man. Shit is crazy.
But my kids is my possession. And I'm telling you.
Some feel like that.
Like I tell that knucklehead, I don't know where he is. I can't really see because it's blinded. Boy, that's why I'm working out daily. When you're ready to run up, I'll be ready to sit you down.
Yeah.
You know, but it's my wisdom that I vow to always protect you.
100%.
You don't, my dad told me this and I tell my kids this. Have you ever been 36 years old? They will respond, no, sir. But I've been 8 years old. I've been 19 years old. So the amount of wisdom that I have versus the amount of wisdom that you think you have, it's not there
the same
yet.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
It's my job to protect you from what you think. Daddy don't get it. Mommy don't get it. Yeah, there's different tones and sentiments that even co-parenting looks different. And that's what makes the co-parenting dynamic very important, because even though we may not be together, we will always be together because mommy's house and daddy's house have to still be aligned.
Yeah, to some capacity.
And if they're not,
sure.
That's when disaster happens.
Absolutely.
So I haven't been perfect, but there's certain do's and don'ts, and I'm not saying that you have implemented or did that. What I'm saying is my child is not going to tell me that she likes this at this age if I don't feel comfortable, because I am extremely honest with my children. As my daughter had her period, right, I think for the mom, it was a little raw that when she heard, I said, you know what this means, right? That I'm growing up? I said, no, baby. Do you know what this means? That I'm a teenager? No, baby. You having your first cycle, you can now become pregnant. That body is a temple. Not just physical, but be aware of what you put in mental.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You
gotta be intentional. Yeah, you
what
gotta
you eat.
For sure.
Any type of consumption, who you are around. And I just don't get down with a girl telling the parent at a very vulnerable state of their lives that you need to have certain things. I don't control my children. I think what I practice is the ability to have an open conversation.
That's always the goal.
Everything.
Absolutely, 100%.
I'm not trying to negate your feelings.
At all.
You got a crush. Understand that. And I tell my son this the same thing. It's like, yo, you having a girlfriend at your age in the 3rd grade. He got crushes. It's like, yo, I got a girlfriend. I just told my girlfriend yesterday that we don't go together no more in front of everybody. Yeah, but I'm like, son, you're not emotionally intelligent to know that that person that you have a crush on and you make it known, you're not mature enough to know that you are really putting a detriment to your relationship, because now y'all feel obligated to do what y'all seen on a Disney movie.
1000%.
And we ain't doing that.
These are the same conversations I have with my 13-year-old.
You see what I'm saying?
We just had this conversation.
We ain't doing that. Huh?
But I had to explain it to her. I said, just because somebody, I said, first of all, you're not dating because you're not going nowhere. You can't drive, y'all aren't having sex, y'all aren't doing all this other stuff. So like, it's not a date. But when you get to the age to be able to properly date, you can date as many people as you want until you figure out who you want to be your companion. You feel what I'm saying? I said, now, what you have to understand is, as you get ready to go into the 9th grade and you get ready to transition into a whole new school, a whole another 3 whatever years of your life, these people are gonna label you. And not only that, you don't want people to be like, oh, I dated so-and-so, or I dated da-da-da too, and I did da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're already wearing that out before you even had the opportunity to actually properly be courted, to be somebody's girlfriend or any of that stuff. Once I said that, she said, ooh, you right about that, Dad. You right. I ain't had a problem no more.
Man, yet. Because one thing that I do know, how I father my sons is different than how I father my daughters.
Has to be, yeah.
Because the boy, you got a girlfriend? What's her name? It's different than, girl, you got a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Sure.
See, and I gotta beat mine to the punch, because she's not always gonna come out and tell me.
Yeah.
But because I pay so much attention, because I'm such a hands-on parent like that, I'd be like, how long you been liking this person right here? How long you been dating? How long you feel like you've been dating them or whatever? And she'll just like, how did you know that? I'm like, because I pay attention.
It's the, man, kids, one thing about parenting that I really love and appreciate is we interrogate our kids at a level that they may not. It's like taking candy from a baby. What's her name, boy? Yeah. Who the prettiest girl in your class?
Yeah. All you gotta do is just watch the
every time.
I know when my daughter goes upstairs and she starts getting on the phone and closing her door, or when she's spending egregious amounts of time in her room, I know what all I gotta do is go check the screen time, I'm gonna see it. Like, I know what's going on.
See, we don't even close doors. Yeah. I'm the intrusive dad that, like, bro, I need to know. Even when I'm not there, I need to know. There's times where I'll try to take each one of my children on dates. Isolated, because it can get tough.
I like that.
And boy, what you find out about each kid, because all of them go about the other one. Come on. It's rewarding. I had a very wholesome interaction with my children not too long ago that made me being a father extremely like, dang, this is cool. Not too long ago, the children's godmother picked them up from school. She texts me, she says, Cam, the kids want to have a play date. And I thought that was so movie-like. Like, I didn't grow up having a play date. Right. It was just like, hey, Mom, can so-and-so come over? All right, bet, cool. You know, sleep over, or can I go sleep over so-and-so house? Like, cool, boom. Now it's labeled play dates, all right? So I said, you know what? Every single child, well, the kids that are in the house now, it's 7 of them. They can bring 2 kids. 7, is really 5 of them that brought 2, so it's 10 kids. Bro, overwhelming. They all came to the crib and I was like, man, bump it, let's rock.
Yeah, you know,
you start meeting the parents, hey, so-and-so's here. Oh, they're looking at the cameras. Yes, I have cameras. They're looking at the cameras, opening up the gate. Okay, so-and-so's here. Who's that? Oh, that's my friend. Watch out the way. Boom. And then there was something that just happened naturally. When all the kids are over, I then found out even more about my children because I knew it was so many kids.
Watch who they transform into when they first fill up. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's that?
But I already knew, I didn't know names. I didn't know names, but I knew whose friend it was by how they act.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I see. Well, that's
You get this
cool
from them. Oh, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like, okay, cool. Like we on the playground, you know, Suge and his friend, they riding around on a bike, isolated. Suge he's the one that's gonna leave independent. And as certain things are happening, my daughter, who's 8, she brought 2 of her friends, but her 2 friends so happened to be sisters. So Chosen, who's 9, it's one of them things like it get real.
Oh, yeah, he see what's going on.
It get real. Who that is?
Yeah.
You know, they all go to school together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I can't wait to have a boy break, because that's the speed. I'll be like,
happening. We're playing tag, and I'm involved in the tag.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, bro, these little mice, but they quick as a squirrel around here. I'm running around and, you know, counting down. And at the end of the day, as the parents was told to come back around like 7 o'clock. We go to get boba. Well, I didn't want to go get boba, I didn't want to rob the kids from the authentic, like, I didn't want the friends to see Cam Newton, you know what I'm saying, the personality. So I'm like, y'all go. Well, when they went to go get boba, there's a phone call that comes. It was like, yo, so-and-so wants to come over. I'm like, well, why didn't y'all invite him originally? Well, as it's happening, that so-and-so girlfriend, bro, it gets wicked. Girlfriend was one of Kuda's, my daughter's friends.
Okay.
And supposedly, they like Chosen. Boy, you talk about reality TV.
In the house.
In the house!
Yeah.
I'm like, boy. So my son and my dynamic, I'm like, hey, boy, hey, hold on. First off, he didn't have his phone. Like, when kids leave their phone, they having a good time, or you need to worry about what they got going on. He left his phone. So boom, I said, hey, put him on the phone. I said, go somewhere so you can talk. I said, what's going on with you? Nothing.
He in his bag right now. He trying to hurt
I'm there, I say that, turn it to like, look, what you got going on? She like you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, hey man, we ain't doing that. We ain't keeping no drama. We ain't doing that. Y'all too young for that. You know what I'm saying? Avoid it as much as you can possibly can. But there
it'd be some. I ain't gonna lie,
bro.
Now I do phone sweeps every now and then, but I don't. I do respect my daughter's privacy too. At the same time, I gotta make sure.
I don't.
I do though.
I don't.
Like I don't go through her phone just because I had the ability to go through her phone.
I do.
I trust her. I try to build a relationship.
I don't.
Give her responsibility. Then when I do find some shit, I be like, nah, you should have. She be like,
I'm going through photo galleries. I'm going through text
you do have to do that
messages.
sometimes. You do have to do that.
I'm paying for that bill.
You do have to do that sometimes.
Let me tell you something. You don't get to tell. You don't got no privacy. You don't get to close this door. You don't get to lock this door.
Yeah.
Boy, I pay for this house. I pay for this doggone room. Boy, if I tell you to come up out that room, you better come out there sprinting and you better doggone salute. And I'm not about to keep going for certain things. If I see certain behavior,
you do have to.
Who you talking to?
That I do have to get on my daughter about
those
sometimes.
type of things, because if
It's like they
don't,
inherit attitude from like, I'm like, when did you start doing that? Like,
if you don't though, and that's where the whole idea of like parenting styles and structures. I don't judge other parents about certain things, but one thing that I do not tolerate is secrecy. You too young to be secret, boy. Hey, no, we're not doing that. Let me see that phone. Let me see that phone.
Now that I will do, but it's the way I do it. So for me, it'll look like,
and I respect that.
Yeah, it'll look like if I'll be like, man, that really hurt my feelings that I had to find it out through this instead of like you coming to tell me about that or whatever. So I do these things for you because we have this type of relationship. But if I can't trust you to do this or that or the third, then I gotta revoke that, or I gotta like, you know what I'm saying? So once I put it in the mindset of her applying logic to it, and then also piggybacking on the fact that, dang, I really disappointed Dad when I did this.
Yes.
I don't have to do nothing else.
But even to that, Ross, I will say, bro, I didn't have what my children have.
For sure. Yeah, and that's the hardest part about it.
Not materially though. Like I always tell my children, and it's not a knock to my parents.
No, for sure.
Because they raised me the best that they know how, but all my parents know is church. And it made me so curious. And because I said so was always the one all be all.
I hate that. I strongly dislike that, yeah. My dad used to do that to me all the time.
But it don't, yes sir, don't worry about it. And I say that to say, I challenge all parents to really tap in with their children. They know more than you give them
they're smarter
credit.
than us, bro. They are the advanced version of us, bro, I swear. And it's inevitable.
Yeah.
So you might as well get on it early.
When you show them certain things, they are like sponges. They see it. They may not know how to compartmentalize it yet. And my oldest daughter kind of said something to me while she was younger that I'm like, dang, how do you remember that? And how they interpret certain things are different. So maturity matters, but also having the open door to talk about any and everything, because I couldn't talk to my father about sex.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't. He was a bishop, still is a bishop, a preacher. So it was a little awkward for me. I didn't feel like it was a safe space to. But that don't make him a bad dad.
All right. So that to me is the reason, like, for a lot of things with me too, as far as how I move surrounding that space, right?
Correct.
Because it can just be weaponized in a space of that. Like, just the fact that you didn't feel safe knowing that you have You see what I'm saying?
But knowing what I know now,
yeah, come on now.
if that child does not feel safe, it's gonna make that child curious and to wanna find out for themselves.
Yeah, and they're gonna go elsewhere to do it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's why I keep an open book policy.
Yes.
That's why I have to do that, because my biggest fear is my child going out somewhere else to find something else out wherever else, and I'm not there to be able to do anything about it, which I know is gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to be, my job is to equip you the most, because again, they're my kids, but they're not my possession to me.
Yes, sir.
So all I can do is make sure you have everything in your utility belt and your ability to be able to go and find the resources you need.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Like in whatever situation you're dealing with. I got girls. I don't got no boys to be able to be like, hey, yo, sis, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta teach these girls how to do everything all the way down to shooting the, you know what I mean? Like I gotta teach them that. So.
Your family dynamic growing up,
Yeah.
how were you parented? Did you have your mom, your dad? Like, what was that like? Did you have siblings?
Yeah, so I had a few different siblings and a lot of different. So my mom and my dad, I've never seen my mom and my dad together. My dad has been married to my stepmom since I was like 2 years old, I think. She came with 2 boys.
They're still married.
Yeah, they've gotten divorced and got married again. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So my dad also had 2 other daughters, my 2 sisters, who are all older than me. I'm the youngest. And then my mom had my oldest brother. He passed away last year, but it was just me, her, and him in the household growing up, except for when he went and served. He served a little bit in the Army and stuff like that too. So outside of that, it was us 3.
Did how you were raised, did that impact you, or did you have any type of, dare I say, trauma or certain things that you acknowledged, like, yo, like I gotta fix this? And what was it?
I think it just, so there were times, let's put it like this, and this ain't no pun or shade to my parents or whatever, but like, there was times when I would see favoritism in a whole different capacity, because my dad didn't have any of his kids under the same roof when they were growing up, you know what I'm saying? So like between me and my 2 sisters, we were all in different places, but he had my 2 stepbrothers that were in the house that were looking at him and not having their dads around. So it's like a altered dynamic in every facet of the term, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it just tried to make me keep my kids together as much as possible when I got the opportunity to be a father. You know what I mean? And it made me want to just pour into them the importance of leaning on one another, because I ain't always gonna be here to tell you, hey, call your sister and just check on her or whatever. Yeah. So the way I tell my 13-year-old now is the things that you wish you had from your older sister when you were growing up, try to give that as much of that as possible to your younger sister.
Yeah. What does love look like for you now at this point of your life?
And this pool is messed up, bro. The pool is just...
It's tainted? It's contaminated?
It's crazy, dog.
Are you dating right now?
Yeah, I've been trying to, but I mean, it's like...
Are you in a relationship?
Nah, because I can't, like... I shouldn't say can't. It's just so... Sometimes I feel like I'm a lot for people just because of the way that I think. So when it comes to women, it's like... Really just anybody, honestly, you have to be able to be accountable to be around me, like, period. And you know, that's like kryptonite for some chicks who haven't crossed that threshold yet, so.
Slow down.
Yeah, so.
Slow down, boy, that's those fighting words.
It is, but to some though, you know what I mean?
Okay.
To some. I have found some that'll go sit and be like, yo, you know what? I see where you're coming from with that, and I respect them. Mm-hmm. Even if we're not the same for one another, or the perfect for one another or whatever, I respect you because you're able to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, we all growing, man. We grow at our own pace, so I ain't in no rush. I'm on divine timing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna happen when it's supposed to. But it has to fit, though. You know what I mean?
I'll ask you this. Would you date a baddie?
Every time I see a baddie, I'll be like, she's stressing somebody out right now.
Now,
I
press
think that.
pause.
Yeah, I do think that.
What's your interpretation of a baddie?
A baddie would be like what people consider. When I hear baddie, I do this. It automatically comes with air quotes to me. Just because it's really to each his own. But what I would think a baddie is like what people consider to be that on social media or whatever. So the joints who just have emotion or look good. But to me, when I look at that, from my perspective, what a baddie to me is somebody who's educated, who's intellectually sound, somebody who, she ain't even gotta be a 10. That's gonna make her a 10 just off of that because it's such a rarity.
Could you date a girl with the OnlyFans?
It depends on what she was doing on there.
Huh?
It depends on what she was doing. Now, if she's smart and she got the game rigged and she like, oh, I just sit on here and do whatever all day. I don't even get naked or do nothing crazy. I'd be like,
she shows her feet.
She's fine. I'm cool with that. Do it.
She tries on different bikinis.
Borderline.
What's a no-no?
I don't know. I just feel like a no-no for me, like as in like, nah, it ain't gonna work for me type shit. It's like, if it's just too much, if you don't have any self-value or self-worth, or you don't have any vision for, even if you do fall in a space where, let's say you are trying on bikinis, what's your exit strategy for that? What are you doing with this while you're doing it? Like, what's the, you know what I mean? Like, I need to know that. Then if it's something that I can understand that's reasonable, I'm cool with it.
So for the people's better understanding, what's your main source of meeting women?
Being outdoors, basically. Like if I run into something, or sometimes it'll be social media, but it don't be. I have to like come in contact with you a few times to
Do you label women off of their social media?
Not at all. Okay. Because a lot of them ain't the same person anyway when you see them. So that's first. You know what I mean? Second of all, there's a lot of clues. You can really tell a lot by a person, but there are girls who are doing something completely different in real life than what they're doing on Instagram. But I look at them like manipulative a little bit. You got to watch out for that. I can't. I'm saying like there's chicks who utilize the baddie space. I'm gonna post this. I went and got a BBL and I'm doing whatever. I'm posting these pictures. I'm taking photographs, professional photos with so-and-so for this calendar or swimsuit line or whatever the baddies are doing. You know what I mean? Like, to me, my baddie is a different baddie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's the prototypical definition of when a woman says, I'm a baddie? How do you interpret that to be?
I think she's just saying that she look good and she got some motion going on, whatever that motion is.
Is that enough?
Not at all.
For you?
No. Now, it depends on what the motion is. Again, like, if the motion is regulating your emotions, then we got something to talk about. I can fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes me a little intrigued. I'm like, okay, well, what else do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? But if it's not that, then if you just saying, oh yeah, I be taking trips and I be over here and I be over there and I did these videos with so-and-so and I did, and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
How long could a relationship be saved with good sex?
Man, that's tough. I don't think it's that long, to be honest, because the other things are gonna, like as soon as you try to go outside of the bedroom, you're gonna start seeing the stuff that you need to see to know that it's meant just for the bedroom, if that makes sense.
So, going viral for me is a blessing. And one of the critiques of being a baddie is you look the part. Mm-hmm. You may not be the part though. Looking the part may give you heavenly nights. And you may have hellacious days.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't let that fly over your head.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So if that is your dynamic, having heavenly nights, how long could that relationship last?
For me, it wouldn't last long. Like to me, I have a rule anyway, like, and I probably shouldn't even, this is some shit I probably wouldn't even say that unless I was on a date or something. But like, I need space after the first couple interactions to let it set in, to see what's what. So even if we go there,
you get the buns.
If I was to hit on the first whatever the fuck, I need 3 days after that. Like I'm probably not gonna call you the next day or none of that, unless it was just some shit that's like so crazy that we're still in the bed the next day. Like, what? Then when that's over with, then I'm cool, because there's no substance to it. You feel what I'm saying? And then when I start thinking about, okay, well, what you finna do today? Like when I get to that space, and most of the time that's before we even get to the aftermath, I'm done. I'm checked out. I have to be mentally stimulated to even go there in the first place. You feel what I'm saying? So like, if I'm not mentally stimulated, I can't just look at some shit and be like, oh, I wanna take that down. Like it has to be something about it.
Right.
I'll give it to the bro. I'll let the, you know what I mean?
Give it to
y'all do that. I'll let the bros get, because it's always
after.
No, I'm saying beforehand. Like when I see something like that and it looks like it's something that wouldn't be, or it doesn't have any intellectual substance to it.
But I'm talking about something you already cracked.
Oh yeah, I just leave it be. That's probably like.
And 3 days notice, like
I'll get on like the next day. I won't call for like 2-3 days. I do that sometimes just to make sure. I need to see what's what. Like I gotta see.
I want to say something.
Go ahead, say it.
Yeah,
say it. They already gonna do it anyway in the comments. So you might as well say it. Yeah, you might as well get in.
Boy. You know, man, I'm gonna leave a lot of stuff in 2025, man.
Let me ask you the question. Like, what is the longest like, first of all, what moves you, right?
Yeah.
And then, how long are you engaged once you're moved? That's the question.
I'm a clingy guy. Well, if that thing ain't biting,
You don't want nobody else to, you like, nah, I can't even let this go back to, I can't even let this.
I'm in a sunken place. We found love in a hopeless place. Shout out to Rihanna. But it's funny though, because I only can use my relationship now. That's my dog, like, for sure. And I have a great relationship with the mother of my children too. Bruh, I don't know if it was COVID that did it, that forced us to be around each other, but it's like we were so attached.
That COVID will do one or two things, boy.
Bring you closer or
Tear you apart, boy.
separate you.
You gotta know it.
You could be like this or you could be like this.
You gotta know it.
And for us, it was just, bro, laughing constantly.
But see, that's the substance right there. That's the connection. That's what I'm talking about. Like if I have a connection with like that with somebody, if we're naturally on that, then yeah, I'm on that. But I can't just see something and be like, damn, she bad. I just wanna, you see what I mean? I might think that, but it's a short time frame on that.
But it's but every time, like, even from the first time, it was always judgment zone. Like, I need to see. I need, like, baby, you performing. Step up to the mic, open mic. Oh. And then, boom, you don't, boo. No. But here we are, and it's like, yo, the stimulant, I'll say in my relationship and relationships that I've had, but this one in specific, is sex isn't the one-all be-all. It's a very key component. Don't let that, be that's all we based our relationship off of. The thing that she's shown me is that relationships goes ups and downs. I even told her, I was like, yo, we're talking about just reviewing the new year, and I was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, we got to get a show. We because I feel better as a creative when I'm coming home to complete my night when we're watching a show. That's our glue. We critique. She's naturally funny. I'm a movie critic. Why he got on them shades? But look at his toes. Look at his toes. Look at his toes. Well, I know he stank. What you think that smell like? Like that. Those are comments while we're watching Stranger Things. Like, why he standing like that? Like, boy, you know you don't like that girl like that. Like, those are things that gets our relationship going.
Yeah. So what if, like, this is me getting in the bag that I can get in sometimes. What if the whole basis of the relationship or the intention initially, not you guys' intention with one another, but the intention of you two meeting was to create that show, but prolonging it came from the possessiveness. We agree? Can we agree on the word possessiveness when you talk about?
Oh, that's a very.
I know it is, but we got to go. We either got to go or we don't.
Possessive in what though?
As far as like I'm clingy when I get in something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So being in that space has prolonged what you just said just now. We probably should have a show together.
No.
No. Listen to me. Hold on.
No, you heard the show. Not when I say we need a show.
Meaning y'all vibe that well together. I get that part.
No, I'm saying we watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We watch Stranger Things now. We watch Sopranos in its entirety.
Right.
We go back and watch old shows. And when I have those shows, I'm not talking about like a reality TV show.
No. I'm not saying reality. I'm just saying show, period. Like, as in, you guys mesh so well, there's other things that you guys should be, we're so thick as thieves, we could do whatever together type shit. That's what I got from what you said.
All right.
So I'm saying, like, what if those other things, whatever those things that you guys could do together was prolonged by all of this other stuff here? You're just not getting to a point, or maybe not just now, that's probably the wrong term, but you're realizing more and more now, damn, there's so much other stuff I could have done or could do besides just what we're doing here, because I feel this safety and this space to be able to be my full authentic self with this person in this relationship versus the other relationships I may have had. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I had a lot of emotional baggage that I did not realize that I had in this dynamic.
We all do, yeah. So I get that.
And I think with the help of her and mothers of my children, right, they help me understand that what I may think, they can check that. And you're wrong. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
That's valid.
And being emotionally intelligent is more times or in sometimes more valuable than having the ability to pay for anything.
I agree.
And
in fact, I lead with that, so I agree with that.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I'd rather do that than that.
Those type of dynamics when you're with, your partner, it's just not always Six Flags and Disneylands and Wild World.
You gotta get in the
adventure.
weeds and do some other shit too.
And we've been there. And a lot of times I'm mature enough to take accountability that I brought a lot of that on her when she did not ask for that.
Right.
But she now understands, hey, as long as we are good, right? And dare I say just Jazz, because I also have to take into account Lorena. Yeah. I also got to take into account Kia. Because they're still the mother of my children. Yeah. I can't say one about one of them and then that makes the other one look bad, especially if I don't bring validity to how I truly feel, because they've all had a version of me that I may not have been ready to accept at that
1,000%. 1,000%.
Me being with Jazz now has now opened up the lens of saying like, hey, that's not babe. That's not it. I'm making you a better man for your daughters because you are a boss, but you're not always welcoming. And when I hear those type of things, it's like
it hurt a little bit. That shit, yeah.
It just puts a mirror in your face to say, why wouldn't my children want to come and talk to me? It's like, babe, you come in, you don't talk to nobody. I know you had a long day, but your kids just want to see you.
Yeah.
You may be empty, but if you could just muster up just a small overdrive.
Gotta do it.
Give them that.
Gotta do it, though.
Because a lot of people look for your validation. And I'm one of those people. And whether you want to give yourself that credit or not, you got to find it in your heart to be that for others.
Yeah, you have to. And I'm gonna tell you why though, because from what I hear and just the conversation that we've been having, even the way that we parent, right? When we go back to parenting style or like just what you'll tolerate and what you won't, like these are all setting expectations and standards for these people to live up to. So sometimes people just want to hear, even though they know they're doing a good job. I tell my homies this, me and my DJ, we talk about this type of stuff all the time. And it's not just that he's more than just my DJ because we have these conversations. But I tell him, I be like, bro, you're doing a good, he just had his first daughter. I'm like, bro, you're doing an amazing job. You get up, you go to work, you out till 3 a.m, you still get up in the morning and take care of your daughter while your girl's able to go do whatever you see what I'm saying? Right. So like, you're showing up even when you're exhausted. And what I learned later on, and probably like latter 30s or mid 30s where we're at now, like is like being a man is really specified or calculated by how much you can take and keep going. And I really don't like that as a way of thinking. You feel me? But it's kind of valid though from a societal standpoint, at least. Right?
It's a man is judged by how stoic he can be.
Yeah.
But that's also a curse too.
Yeah.
Because being stoic, going through something, you feel obligated to shelve those emotions and not spew it onto your family, your mother, your father, your children, your girlfriend, your wife, your fiance.
Yeah, but at the same time, we want to save space, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And as you grow, and I know we keep rattling off.
No, that's cool.
As you keep growing, you start to understand like, hey man, I've been doing it a certain type of way and it has rendered me
these type of results.
I don't like those results no more. Let's try it a different way. And for me, it's not, let's try it a different way. Give me options. You know what I'm saying? Do it like this, or I don't respond to that. I shut down, I shut off, and I'll be like, you know what? All right, cool. Bet. And that's not good for anybody.
Yeah.
And that's triggering for me. But, all right. Faith and fear can't occupy the same space.
Well, that's my phrase right there, boy.
Right. In 2026, which one is currently running the show for Jeffrey Lee Johnson Jr.?
Faith.
Okay.
Big faith too. Big faith.
Have you had the conversation of what are you expecting from this year?
When I have my talks with God, I just let him know that I'm ready to receive the next level of alignment for whatever it is that I'm about to be called to do. And I really don't, honestly, and this is gonna sound wild to most people, I think, but when I pray, I don't even pray for things. Like I don't even pray and asking for anything, because I feel like if you have a good enough relationship with God, then he knows your heart. He knows what you want, need, desire, all the rest of that stuff. I don't have to sit and tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just grateful. Even being here, like this coming about the way that it came about is like a testament to that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wanted to have more exposure, and I told you what my goal was with the music, being able to do this, that, or third, even what we've talked about today is already doing that. We're only on the 7th day of the year. So what could I ask for that's gonna fast track something that's already moving at that speed? You know what I'm saying? To me, that's like the speed of light, damn near. It's a week. You know what I mean? So like, I'm grateful to just be.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
My last question is, what's one thing that you want your daughters to know about your journey that can't be found on Google?
I would say probably that none of this stuff, like I don't think that any one decision I've made has gotten me to where I'm at. Like just one, you feel what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to make multiple decisions. You're gonna have to make mistakes. You're gonna have to pick yourself, you're gonna have to sit in those mistakes first before you figure out how to stand up and pick yourself up. And I think like that's what creates the longevity, right? Because although I haven't put out a whole bunch of new music since No Hands is probably on pace to go diamond 2 times, if not 3. You see what I'm saying? I got other records that are right behind those. The records that we just did for the Metro project are already gold and platinum now. And they just came out in August of last year. You feel what I'm saying? So like, when I asked to do music, I just asked to do music. I didn't ask to be an artist. I could have been a producer. I could have been an orchestra person. I could have been whatever. I just asked to do music because it was something that refilled my cup and kept me out the streets. You see what I'm saying? So this is like my safe haven to be able to do that. So I'm just grateful, bro. I just wanna, and I want my kids to be able to find that same thing for them, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be music because I'm music. It doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? Like whatever that is for y'all, I want y'all to be yourselves and to the fullest capacity. And be able to lean on one another to be able to support, get and find the support to be able to continue to do that. That's all.
If you can time travel, let's say 5 to 10 years from now, your daughter brings you home, would you allow you to be dated by your daughter?
Yeah, I would. Now me probably 15, 16 years ago, no. But me now, oh, absolutely.
What age do you say hell no to?
Probably like my early 20s. Like
Early 20s.
I ain't gonna lie, I probably got a period of like 20 to 22 and a half, 23 that I would like vaguely remember. So them years right there.
Blurry.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Stay away from that, Roscoe.
Yeah, I don't do that.
But 35-year-old.
Even 28, 27, 28, 29.
If a young man comes up and say, hey, Roscoe.
I'm like, cool.
Dad.
Yeah, I love that. And because I think the best part about where I sit now, to me, looking back on where I was before, would be now I'm just so much more open to perspective outside of my own perspective. Yeah. So it allows me to remain a student. You know what I mean? It allows me to be able to continuously learn. Every day when I wake up, I'm grateful for another opportunity to be able to learn some shit, literally. Yeah. And I tell God this, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's the blessing to me. And I think that with that, you'll be able to find the answer if you don't have it already in your Rolodex from the other things that you've already obtained as knowledge, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You'll be able to figure out whatever's to come. So I feel like she would be safe.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Another episode of Funky Friday, man. As we end things, when I say all together, we're gonna say one love. When I say all together, we're gonna say one love. When I say all together, we're gonna say what?
One love. One love.
Here we go. It's gonna look like this. We're gonna go to this camera with one finger. We're gonna go to that camera with one pinky. We're gonna go to our camera with one thumb. And when I say all together, we're gonna say what?
One love.
Here we go. One hand out, one finger, one pinky, one thumb. All together,
one love.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roscoe Dash.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Love, man.
Thank you, dog.